Okay, so I'm going to just go over some basics on when you're in your Google Ads interface, what these things mean. An impression is when someone sees your ad, but that's not 100% true. Technically, it means when your ad is shown on the page. So even if they actually don't scroll and see your ad, it still counts as an impression, which is kind of strange because impressions usually mean, you made an impression, they saw it. But if your ad showed up on the page, even if they didn't scroll down, it still counts as an impression. A click, that's when someone just clicks on your ad, when someone visits your page. We're not trying to get clicks. We don't care about clicks. We can't deposit clicks in the bank. I think of clicks kind of like likes. Likes mean nothing. You can't deposit them in the bank, but clicks are a prerequisite to something we do want, which is leads and conversions, which are the same thing. And I'm going to go over that in a minute. So your click-through rate is the number of clicks you get divided by the number of impressions you get. So the higher your click-through rate, the better, because that means your targeting is good. You're using the right keywords, you're using the right negative keywords, you have good ad copy. If you have a high click-through rate, that means your ads are relevant to the people searching for them. CPC, cost per click, that's how much you pay for a click. Now keep this in mind, every single click you get is going to cost a different amount. But really what we're looking at is averages. You care about averages. And typically, I will see longer tail keywords like the example I gave you, Limo from SeaTac to Vancouver. Those are typically going to cost less than just your generic like Limo Service Seattle keywords. But it depends. More often than not, they do cost less. And the great thing is they convert much better because they are so specific. And in most cases, you do want to pay as little as possible per click. There's a caveat to that, but just know this, if your cost per click is too high, then you can really never have a very profitable campaign, just because you need a certain number of clicks to get a lead or a conversion. So the whole point of Google Ads is conversions. Conversion is, the technical definition is when someone's taking a desired action on your website. So it could be an app download. It could be, someone's downloading a PDF. That could be a conversion. But really for this industry, conversions are going to really be one of three things. Someone calls your business, someone requests a quote via quote form, or someone goes and books online through like a Limo Anywhere or something. Really, I just focus on the first two, which are, phone calls and form leads. Someone booking through an online booking form, the tracking can be done for that, but it isn't easy, and you are going to need someone who knows what they're doing to set that up for you. I believe there are some services that offer this now, but it's very difficult to track these online booking forms, and it's very important that you track them. So your cost per conversion is really just how much you spend on a phone call or form lead. So let's say you're spending $100 a day and you're getting an average of 10 leads a day. Let's say 4 phone calls and 6 forms, right? So 10 leads total, 10 conversions. Conversions are leads. And so your cost per conversion would be $10, which if you're paying an agency, you have to factor that in as well. If you're not paying an agency, then you will know your exact cost per lead. It's whatever, your total spend for the month is. Total leads or total spend divided by total leads. So if you're spending $3,000 a month and you're getting 300 leads a month, then your cost per conversion is $10. And that's actually, in this industry, you really want a cost per conversion between $5 and $15. That's pretty much that's the spread I've seen. And then your return on ad spend, this is really the holy grail of online marketing, is figuring out exactly how much money you're getting back. And so most businesses are not tracking this, but it's actually the most important thing to track. Most businesses, they just sign up for something like SEO, and then they just check to see if their rankings are improving. But really what we want to know is exactly how much money we're spending and exactly how much we're making back. And the great thing is with pay-per-click is that's possible. It does take work on the business owner's end though, because it's not like you're selling an online product where it's very easy to track. It can track all that for you. You actually need to either use some sort of a CRM or a Google Sheet and track it manually. But I highly, highly recommend, if you're starting any sort of Google Ads campaign, or SEO can be tougher to track, but if you're starting any sort of pay-per-click campaign, you want to make sure those leads are segmented and you know which leads are coming from pay-per-click. And then you want to keep track of exactly how much revenue you're booking from those jobs. And even with repeat bookings or referrals, you want to really try to figure out the exact amount you're booking, because armed with this data, then you can say, okay, we spent, let's say, $1,500 last month on ad spend. We made back 11,000. Okay. So we know those numbers. So why not try spending $3,000 this month? And let's see if we can make back 22,000. And if you don't have that data, you're just kind of like, guessing. You're like, well, I think this is working out, but you don't really know. And I would say probably 98% of companies, they don't track any of this stuff. And so they really don't know. The 2% that do, those are typically going to be your most successful. And if not right now, in 5-10 years from now, they will be, because you really need to keep an eye on those numbers. You want to know how much it costs to acquire a new client. And armed with that data, it can make the decisions on, your asset allocation much easier. Now, this is something that is unfortunate, but there's just no way to weed it out. Sometimes you will get a call from, a salesperson who clicked on your ad, or it might be someone was looking for your competitor and you didn't have them as a negative keyword. And so you'll see a conversion, but it actually won't be, a good conversion. So even if your exact cost per conversion, it's probably going to be a little bit higher than what you actually think it is, just because not 100% of those conversions are going to be good conversions.